All right, we are back to the show formerly known as MMA Radicals Live, now known as In the Cage, with MMA Eddie, and today we have special guest co-host Penny Buffington from PennyJoeMMA.com and Fight Magazine. Yeah, right now we're being joined by Mike Brown, the WEC Featherweight champion.
What's going on?
Absolutely thrilled for you once again.
Thank you very much. Things are good right now.
So, I'm interested in, as you're in the back, ready to go out to defend your title for the very first time, what were the thoughts that were going through your mind?
Normal thoughts that go through your mind with every fight. You just want to win and trying to think of, technique and what you're going to do and how you're going to do it and visualize, and that's what I do. I just visualize a lot and I drill a lot. I pace, try to get my body heat up, my core temperature up, and then I, hit the pads. I'll practice some technique and, jog around, trying to stay warm and just ready to battle.
Yeah, you said things were pretty good. I would say things are very good for you right now. You're the WEC Featherweight champion. Not only did you do what most people said was unheard of in beating Uriah Faber, but you also beat a very, very, very tough guy in Leonard Garcia, and you did it quite easily. What were your thoughts when he went down from that shot?
I thought it was over. I hit him with a huge shot. He went down hard, and I thought he was done, and then I jumped on to try to put him away, and he shook it off and started making a little comeback. But I ended up catching him with a submission anyway. So, I was glad, because we didn't get paid by the hour, so I didn't want to fight the whole 25 minutes.
That's definitely true, man.
Yeah, it was definitely over with fast. You grabbed your money and go. What did you do after the fight?
Hang out with my friends and my family. My girlfriend. I had some buddies that came to the fight, and we just went to a after party and chilled. And then actually, we were there until maybe 2 or 3 in the morning, and then 4 in the morning I had to get up and fly to Mexico to promote the fight. So I didn't sleep at all. I was up all night, flew to Mexico the next day, and promoted the fight because it didn't air till the next week in Mexico.
So who do you have your sights set on next? Who do you think they're going to place in front of you to try to take your title away from you next time?
I'm assuming it's going to be Uriah, but, nothing's signed. I haven't heard anything for sure. They said nothing's certain. So, I'm guessing it'd be Uriah or Jose Aldo.
No, Jose Aldo poses a completely different set of threats than Uriah Faber does. Who do you feel more comfortable fighting?
I don't know. I don't think it matters. I think they're both worthy. I just want big fights, and those are the two biggest names in the weight class right now. So I just want big fights, and I think they're both good. And, Uriah is a guy who I could box more, and he's tougher to take down, and he'd probably try to take me down. And Aldo is a guy who'd be a little more confident in his striking, but a guy who I could take down. So they're different games. But I feel that I'm big and strong, and I'll be tough to beat right now.
You haven't lost the fight since 2005. How do you wrap your mind around that? Does the pressure start to build up?
No, I think for me there's a ton of pressure on every fight because I hate losing so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Any loss will send me into depression. So if I'm fighting a small little fight, or a big fight, or if I just lost one or I've won 10, I'm always nervous, and I'm always training hard because I'm so afraid to lose.
Now, when you go out to the cage, and you handle business and you're fighting in the cage, you say that you always throw bombs. You're always swinging for the fences because you want it over and done with. And you're really also very confident in your wrestling. What fighter has actually given you a big enough opposition to where you know what to do? Has there ever been an instance where that's happened, where your striking wasn't working, your takedowns weren't working?
You know what? The only I can really say, honestly, the only time that's ever happened is with Yves Edwards. He's the first guy that I tried to get down, but I couldn't get down. Most everybody else, I'm pretty good at taking guys down in MMA, and he's the first guy that I was trying to get down, but I couldn't get on top of him. So he's a guy that I thought, was better on the ground, but I thought he had better stand-up at the time. And I was thinking that, I got to get this guy down. And I worked and worked and worked the whole first round to get him down. I never could, So then I had to kind of throw that out the window and say, all right, I guess we're going to have to just stand up, and he was the first guy that really did that to me. If you watch all my losses, it wasn't like my game wasn't working. In all my losses, my game was working up until I got caught. All 4 losses are by submission. And, I was doing all right in those fights until I got submitted, So I wouldn't say that, these guys are shutting me down what I do. They just, had better jiu-jitsu than me at the time, so I got caught.
It must be a little bit odd showing up to train with Yves Edwards, being that you did beat him. Is that
he's actually my number 1 training partner. He and I have the same training philosophies and like to train together, and we literally train together every day. And he's cornered me for my last couple of fights, and I've done the same for him.
When you go in there and you train with Yves Edwards, is there any other way to train other than full throttle and always raring to go? Because when we had him on the show, he said that you are just a beast when you train. What's it like to train with Yves Edwards? What does he bring to the table for you?
We spar hard. He's been around for a long time. He's got a lot of tricks, and I like his style. Since he's been here, I've got like 4 or 5 different moves that I've picked up off him that I actually use, and that's a lot. When you got your game, if you add one new move that you use consistently, that's a lot. If it works consistently for you. And for him, I picked up like 4 or 5 things that I use on a regular basis that really work. So, he's helped me out a ton. And as far as the sparring partner goes, he's fantastic because he can box right-handed or left-handed. So if you're fighting a southpaw or right-handed fighter, he can do either or. So, he's great,
Have you been able to find downtime now that, you've done the media thing after the fight? Are you getting to relax a little bit before you go back into training?
I went to Mexico for like 4 days. Then right from there I came home for one night. Like literally I was home for like 10 hours. And then I flew to Ohio for the Arnolds. I was there for 3 or 4 days. I went out there with Champion Nutrition. They supplied me with all my supplements and, keep me in shape. So from Champion Nutrition, I went to, I just got back home, Sunday night. So I've been home for a couple of days. And I just started training a little bit again. And now I'm looking to move. I bought a new house a few weeks ago, or like maybe a month ago now. But I didn't want to move in until after the fight. I didn't want that distraction of packing my things and moving, So now it's time for me that I can pack up and move over there.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah, I'm pretty amped.
So what's your biggest goal for the year of 2009? Like, what do you want to do? What stamp do you want to put on the MMA world this year?
I don't want to lose. That's it. I don't want to lose 2009. That's my goal. I take always small steps, small goals. I don't care who I fight or what it might be. I just don't want to lose. Keep the streak going.
Yeah.
One fight at a time.
That's pretty good philosophy. Just don't lose. And like you said, if you take it one fight at a time, it's definitely a feasible goal for you. Now, one of the things that a lot of people are wondering is, can you strike twice? Can you take that goal of not losing to a second fight with Uriah Faber and just do it in the same fashion? Can you win and win hard?
It's going to be. I can't anticipate an easy fight because he's a great world-class fighter. The only thing you can do is go out and fight. Sometimes you get a little lucky and you get out early. Sometimes you got to grind it out and win a long decision. I've done both, in my career, and I'm prepared for anything. And I believe that he's a good matchup for me, and I believe that I'll win again.
I'm looking forward to any fight they put in front of you because you're so exciting, and I really appreciate it.
I try to finish. I swing hard. I don't, jab and try to counter strike and score points. And score with a leg kick. So maybe in round 4 or 5, his leg will start hurting. Every shot is to knock the guy out. I'm not thinking ahead. I'm thinking for the moment. I'm like, how can I end this fight right now? That's kind of how I think inside the fight.
That's a good way to think, though. Like, if more people...
Yeah, it seems to be working.
Yeah, exactly. It seems to be working. It's fine for you. I don't know why people haven't thought about that, Mike. Just win.
Just win right now. How can I win now?
That's insane. Hey, man, I know you got a busy schedule, and we really appreciate you coming on. Penny, you got anything for Mike before he goes?
I just appreciate it so much, Mike. Thank you. Have yourself a great day.
All right. Thanks for having me, guys, and thanks to Tap Out, Champion Nutrition, and the American Top Team. That's what